We must also know that the first constraint we use for the first component is always fixed component. So I'm going to do the same thing here for this pillar and fix it. When I do that, even in my tree, you can see that the component is fixed, and it's time to bring the second component to this environment, which is the door. Again, I use the same order, so it means that I have my component here in Smart Move. I can give it a kind of constraint that I want from here before I assemble it. As you see, guys, the kind of product we have here is not that complicated, but believe me when I tell you how useful this order is going to be in some very complicated cases or projects that we work on in the future, because every time that you bring your component in this environment, it is going to be like this, and you might not be able to see the component from every angle you want. So this is a good opportunity that we have here. For example, right here I can select the axis for the component and place it exactly where I want it. This way, not only I change the position for the component, I also gave it the very constraint that I wanted for that component. And just like that, my job is much easier and much faster. So let's do it again. I already have my first component here, which is this pillar, and it's fixed. So I need to bring the second component, which is this door. Again, I can give the constraints from here. And guys, before I forget, there's something about this quick constraint I must mention right now. As you see, we have different constraints in this column. The way they are set here are going to act as a priority. So it means if the first constraint couldn't be used for the component, the second constraint will be used automatically by the system. And the same thing will be repeated up to the last constraints we have here until the system can find the right constraint. And for this to happen, you must also turn on this option down here. So now let's go ahead and select the second axis from here, and according to the quick constraint, the first constraint is coincidence. If everything is right, the same constraint will be used for the component, and I'm not going to have a problem. As you see right now, the door is not placed exactly where I want it. I must give it another coincidence constraint. And in this situation that you cannot select this side from that area, this smart move can give you that capability to get the job done in the best way possible. So